คุณผู้ชมครับในช่วงนี้เรามาติดตามเรื่องของความสัมพันธ์ระหว่างสหรัฐอเมริกากับประเทศไทยกันต่อนะครับโดยเฉพาะในประเด็นที่ก่อนหน้านี้ครับตำแหน่งเอกอัครราชทูตประจำประเทศไทยนะครับเป็นเอกอัครราชทูตสหรัฐอเมริกาประจำประเทศไทยนี้ว่างเว้นไปนานประมาณเกือบ1 ปีทีเดียวครับในเรื่องนี้ผู้ช่วยรัฐมนตรีต่างประเทศของสหรัฐอเมริกานั้นระบุว่าเป็นเพราะว่าระบบภายในอีกทั้งทูตคนใหม่นั้นถือว่าเป็นนักการทูตมือต้นๆของประธานาธิบดีโอบามานะครับรวมไปถึงเรื่องของความพยายามของประเทศไทยในการที่จะให้พ้นจากอันดับเทียร์ 3เกี่ยวกับปัญหาการค้ามนุษย์จะสำเร็จหรือไม่ติดตามการสัมภาษณ์พิเศษพร้อมกันโดยคุณชรัตน์ถมยาครับ
And among some of Thai public, they just had the question that why does it take so long for U.S. to appoint the new ambassador to Thailand?
It's a weakness in our system. There was no political message meant by the delay. However, Ambassador Glyn Davies is someone who's worth waiting for. He's America's best and top diplomat. He's one of the finest ambassadors that President Obama has, and it's no accident that the president sent one of America's best to represent us in the Kingdom of Thailand.
When Ambassador Glyn Davies is appointed, it's widely talk about his background and experience. He used to deal with Iran, he used to deal with North Korea, that you see as like a dictator. But and then he is appointed to be the ambassador of Thailand. So this is something that people is talking about.
Well, he also used to be in charge of our policy and operations throughout all of East Asia as the principal Deputy Assistant Secretary. He also was in charge of our relationships with Western Europe, where we have our closest friends and allies. He was stationed in Vienna. He's worked at the White House. He's been a close advisor to Secretaries of State. So I think that the way to evaluate the real meaning of the selection of Glyn Davies is simply that the President and the Secretary turned to one of their best and most trusted senior officials to serve as the manager of a relationship that we place great value on.
After the coup, some of the Thai public see the U.S. Embassy in Thailand is taking on the other side. How will you do to correct the image of the U.S. mission in Thailand?
It is an accusation that deeply troubled me and that I rejected. The U.S. strategy and the operation of the embassy has always been very even-handed because we don't want to see two Thailands. We don't want to see half a Thailand. We don't want to see one group prevail and another group suffer. The United States benefits from a unified, healthy, thriving, and influential Thailand. So we have always met with the representatives of all the major political parties. We have always maintained a strict policy of balance and neutrality when it comes to the different political stakeholders. Now, that doesn't stop us from speaking our mind. We are Americans, after all. When it comes to the behavior of individual politicians or when it comes to certain policies, we don't favor a party, but we do favor good policies. That said, it's simply wrong to think that the embassy or the United States government sided with one political actor or one political party against another.
Tip report also become the main focus among the Thai public and the Thai government also. Right. And I think that the Thai government worked very hard to be removed from the tier 3.
Yes.
Can it happen very soon, next year?
Well, I can't guarantee or to predict. It's also been my observation that the Thai government has worked and continues to work very hard. We appreciate that. The criteria in the law that is used for the evaluation of rankings doesn't give us a lot of latitude. We can't, for example, factor in the significant progress that may have been reached after the reporting period for a given year has expired, but we certainly will reflect any and all of that progress in the report the following year. And I know that my colleagues are working very hard with their counterparts in Thailand to try to ensure that we're able to document the progress that's being made.
So what's the difference between Thailand and Malaysia's situation in terms of the TIP report and to put in the tier, remove from the tier 3?
Every country is judged according to its own situation based on the metrics, the categories that are stipulated in the law, so that when our trafficking in persons office and those experts reviewed the data for Thailand and for Malaysia, they came to different conclusions. But that's strictly based on the data that they have available. I don't get a vote in that, so it's not a reflection of our respect for a country or how our political relations happen to be. It's purely a technical matter based on the statute.
TPP is due now. Thailand is not in it. Is there any chance for Thailand to be a part of TPP in the future?
Well, the only countries that are in it are the countries who proposed to join either early on or like Japan and like Canada as the negotiations were underway. So nobody is left out. Nobody is excluded. Right now, the 12 countries are very focused on getting our national legislatures to approve the deal. It's a treaty, after all. It needs to be ratified. And that means that there isn't a lot of talk about who will be next. First things first. We have to get the TPP done among the 12 countries. But in principle, TPP is wide open to any country that is willing and able to meet the admittedly very high standards embedded in the agreement. These are high standards for trade, high standards for environment, high standards for labor rights, high standards for intellectual property protection and for managing the digital economy. It is a good goal to aspire to. Moreover, because the standards are so high in this agreement, it's going to put a competitive burden on all countries, including countries who are not in TPP, because Thailand's going to have to compete with Malaysia, with Vietnam, who are already meeting these very high standards. But that said, I have a great deal of faith in the ability of the Thai people and Thai businesses to compete, and I think that entry into TPP would certainly be a worthy goal for Thailand.
But under this current political circumstances in Thailand, will that be obstacle for Thailand to join TPP if they wish to join?
I don't know the answer to that question, but I don't see why. It's not that every country in TPP is a model democracy. But let's not assume that the current circumstances in Thailand are going to last all that much longer. Let's keep our fingers crossed that the day isn't far off when all the Thai people can express their political views and their political will through free and fair elections.